What's up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to another video. I'm back with another reaction video. Now, this comes from a woman who says that Umar Johnson is basically finessing the black women in the community. So she had a lot to say about Umar Johnson. You guys know, and for my old heads who've been following me on this channel for quite some time, you know, me and my husband, we used to do videos about Umar Johnson and the school that he's been building for black boys. He's been working on this school for quite some years, and it doesn't seem that the school is opening anytime soon. He recently did a video saying that the school will open next year, and from my knowledge of Umar Johnson and this school for black boys, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's been working on this since 2012. I don't know, it's been a long time. Shout out to Lynn and Honor, who constantly, you know, goes in on Umar, who's constantly updating us on the state of the school and what's going on and Umar Johnson's shenanigans. Shout out to Lynn and Honor for that. But yeah, we've been following him for quite some time, and a lot of people have donated to the school, but it doesn't seem like the school is ever getting to a place of being finished. I know he did another paint job on the school, child. He's always painting the school, the classes or whatever, and then working in the gymnasium, but the school itself is nowhere near opening. And it seems as if he's constantly pushing the opening date back. There's a lot going on with the school, so people are concerned. You have to wonder, why is it taking so long? Where is all the money that's been donated? You know, I could go on and on about that, but we're gonna get into the video of what this young lady had to say. Make sure you go ahead and like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you like the content.
Donations, 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 donations.
Also, hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new videos. Let's go ahead and get into this video. Here we go.
Question: would you take advice on how to lose weight from a fat person? Would you? Would you let a person perform open heart surgery on you that just took a cardiovascular course over the past 2 months, that just got certified in it? Would you let them cut you open and perform open heart surgery on you? So let me ask you another question. This is for the black community only. Why are you guys allowing a man that has not shown y'all what being a father is about? He has not talked about his children, but yet he can come and preach to y'all about being a stand-up father to y'all children and being a stand-up man to your so-called quote-unquote black queen. Dr. Umar has not shown you guys what it's like to be a stand-up man and a decent father, because he don't never talk about his children. We've never seen him with a woman ever. His whole entire stretch on social media, you have never seen Dr. Umar with a woman that he called his, but you have seen him take thousands of pictures with black women all over the world. You've seen that. So let me get this straight. This man is supposed to be super educated, super smart. He's supposed to be this stand-up black man that y'all look up to, but he hasn't shown y'all or given y'all examples on how to be a decent father. He has not shown you guys on how to be a decent man to a decent black woman, because he doesn't want to. He wants his cake and eat it too.
Now, what she's saying is no lies detected. I'm sorry. And the thing about it, I think a lot of people like Umar. You know, he has some great things that he talks about, and he's, you know, he makes a lot of good sense when it comes to other relevant topics. He's a good orator, and you know, sometimes he's funny. He seems to be a engaging, likable character. Just because you're good at one thing doesn't mean that you're good at everything. And like I said, we followed him for what, 2 years, and you know, the things that we did see concern, and I don't want to get into his personal business about his family, but it was negativity. He's not married, even though he did this whole marrying 2 queens type of thing. He's not married to anyone. She has a point. You have to think about it. You know, if we're going to hold people accountable, you have to hold everybody accountable. You can't be selective in who you want to hold accountable. If you're always trying to tell somebody else about what makes the black community work, what's a good leader, what we need generational wealth, or we need families, and you don't seem to present that you have one, people are going to start looking at that. If you're making such a big deal about it, people are going to want to know, how are you contributing to what you're talking about? So it makes sense for people to, with a brain, to look at that and say, you know what? Yeah, let me evaluate him. Let me look at him. Let me see what he's doing. As opposed to only focusing on one aspect of the person. Yeah, he goes out and he gives a good speech and talk about all this stuff, but are you walking the talk? Are you living like you're preaching? And that's what you call a hypocrite, when you're telling everybody else they should be doing this and they should be doing that, and when you're not doing it yourself. You know, what's your excuse? But let's continue.
But you guys don't understand that, because it's going clean over y'all head, because y'all get so bamboozled and y'all get so brainwashed by his intelligence, because he's an excellent speaker, to where you're not using your discernment, you're not using common sense. And I'm gonna land the plane with this one. So when Dr. Umar went to go talk with Nick Cannon on Nick Cannon's podcast, if you notice, because before y'all bring y'all answer to my post and start bashing me, I want y'all to listen to what I gotta say. Okay, if you notice, when he talked to Nick Cannon on Nick Cannon's podcast, Dr. Umar kept on critiquing Nick Cannon on how, you know, he kept procreating with non-black women. But if you notice, Dr. Umar didn't speak on the fact that, but why do you have so many different children by women in general, whether she's a black woman or not? Why didn't Dr. Umar point that out in the interview? Because he is a man that has multiple children by multiple women. And he don't want to contradict himself. He don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Because if he goes down that rabbit hole, then he will be contradicting himself. And then he's going to have to explain to the world on why he himself has children outside of wedlock. But yet you are preaching to another black man about the same issue that you have. Y'all better stop letting this man manipulate y'all. Y'all need to stop. Use your head.
And once again, she has a very valid point. People could play stupid all they want, but you got to look at the truth and what it really is. If you're going to talk about what the black community needs and you're not providing any of it for yourself, the main thing that I hear Umar saying is, oh, I'm helping young black boys. But are you really? The school is not open. You can't help the black boys until the school is open and it's actually helping them. A lot of the black boys who was waiting to get into that school are in college and have graduated, or some have graduated college. You know, it is a bit of a contradiction to go around doing these interviews and talking about the black community as a black man. He talks about black queens all the time and how great they are, but why doesn't he have one if they're so great? That's a good question for a person who seems to look at the women in the state of dating as if it's not a problem. Well, why don't you have a wife? That's a good question, but let's continue.
I'm so sick of Dr. Umar's manipulation tactics. I'm so sick of it. I am so sick of him using the black struggle, okay, to profit off our pain and struggle. I'm so sick of it. I am so sick of you guys not asking Dr. Umar the necessary questions that you need to ask Dr. Umar, because he's supposed to be a stand-up black man and he's supposed to be a father. Do you really think that it's coincidental that he don't ever talk about his children? We don't ever see examples from Dr. Umar of how to be a decent father. He just doing all this talking to y'all and y'all going along with it because he's an excellent speaker, to where he can grasp the attention of an entire crowd, okay, because he tells black folks what they want to hear, because he profits off our struggle and pain, especially pondering to black women. He knows that black women don't feel protected in this country, that we are the last herd, that we are not provided for. So he uses that struggle to profit off of that. But let me tell y'all something, sisters, before y'all come up up under my post telling me that I'm bashing another black man. Why doesn't this man have a wife? Why? Why doesn't he talk about his children? Why? Why is he always talking about cookies here and there? Why is that? Why? Let me explain to y'all something, okay? A decent stand-up black man, a man that respects women genuinely, will not part his lips on social media or anywhere else making, you know, provocative comments on women. They're not doing that. You've never seen our previous leaders do that. You've never seen all the great activists that we had in the past do that.
You know, she has a point there too. And we know Umar Johnson talks about the cookies. You know, he talks about what he called, the snow bunnies and all these types of things. To me, the guy is hilarious. But I mean, she has a real valid point. And if you can't see that, something's wrong with you. Look, and I'm all for supporting black men. I'm supporting black women too. Women and men who are trying to do the right things and don't have, these ulterior motives behind them. People who are trying to do better, people who are trying to listen and better their outcomes. I'm all for anybody who's trying to do that. But she definitely has a point. Like I said, we have been following Umar for over 2 years. Umar Johnson has been trying to get HVACs for this school for years. He's been trying to get this school open for years. Other people have opened schools in the midst of him still trying to get this school going. I never forget the Lord Jamar, I think that's his name, Lord Jamar video where he questioned him. He's the only one that I could say really questioned Umar Johnson and really asked him about the school, and even offered some help. That video went viral because he even offered I think his father-in-law could help with certain things. And Umar Johnson said he didn't need any help. He didn't want no help. He had it. But it seems as he's still struggling to get the school open, which makes you wonder, does he really want to get the school open, or is this a way to pander to black women to constantly get donations with no intention of ever getting this school open? It's a bit sketchy in my opinion. And I just think that people need to really pay attention to that, because I think in our community, it's easy to pull the wool over their heads. It's easy for you to come in and manipulate them and scam them and everything else because you like them. Because if somebody you don't like, you're not going to buy into it. But if you like them, oh my God, you'll look over all the red flags and just continue to believe what they're saying. And even though you don't see the proof or the evidence of what they're saying, because you like them and they talk funny and they laugh to you and give you a little something, that you might like, oh my God, you just fall right into it, fall right into the trap. And I think that's, in my opinion, that's what's happening with Umar Johnson. That's just my take on it. But listen, I'm gonna leave it here. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Do y'all think Umar Johnson is ever gonna open a school? Do you agree or disagree with my take and this young lady's take in the video clip? I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this one. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel. Y'all know what it is. Hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.